3 more actors have been added to the cast of Superman Legacy. Joaquin Phoenix is having a bad case of little man syndrome. And stick around to the end of the episode to hear our review of Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny. All this on the Movie Mob Podcast. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Movie Mob Podcast, episode 56. RJ here, joined as always by Matt.
What's going on?
Nick behind the camera. We got a great episode, a lot of trailers, but we got a few news topics to kick it off today. Let's hit it. News topic number 1. Dun-dun-dun, dun-dun-dun. Here we go. Jennifer Garner, the former wife of Ben Affleck until he banged the maid. She's entering. Yeah, that's what happened. I'm pretty sure.
Wow. I didn't know that.
Yep, but
I had no idea.
They're on good terms now. I think they're helping raise the kids.
Ben.
But she is returning to the Marvel Universe. You know, I would have never predicted this. She played Elektra famously, or not so famously, in the 2007 film Elektra, which was a spinoff, ironically, of Ben Affleck's Daredevil movie, which was also not that great. But she's going to be in Deadpool 3, reprising her role. Obviously, there's been a lot of rumors for this Deadpool 3 movie. We got some set photos the other day that leaked. A lot of cameos rumored. Let's hear some of the cameos. All right, we got Patrick Stewart, who we know, obviously, as
so not to interrupt you, these are people that were leaked in set photos. So they were people that were on set?
Sorry. The set photos leaked the other day of Wolverine and Deadpool, which I put that photo in there. But these have been rumored cameos that might appear. So we got Patrick Stewart, Ian McKellen, Halle Berry, Channing Tatum,
Storm,
and Ben Affleck. So that could be pretty awkward. I don't know. But
I think they're over.
We'll see. Obviously, it seems to be that Deadpool is going to bring together a lot of cameos from the Fox universe, like the Fantastic Four and X-Men films. People think he may be killing the entire Fox universe. Could be a fun time. We know Hugh Jackman's back. Do you have that picture?
He opens up his shirt, it says CNN.
Yeah.
Hold on. I do.
Well, first off, Matt, what do you think? Have you ever seen the Daredevil or Elektra movie?
No, neither. But when I don't know how I saw it, the Jennifer Garner. Like it came up I saw it somewhere.
Yeah, it's always in free movies on demand.
Yeah, and I looked it up, and didn't get good reviews from what I saw. But dude, she looks good. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? I like Jennifer Garner.
She still does. She does those little ads on TV.
Yeah, dude, she looks great. And listen, Ben's track record. That's I'm very unhappy to hear about that.
He does have a good track record.
I mean, dude, J-Lo, Jennifer Garner.
Yeah.
I mean, that's not bad.
Who's got a better track record, him or Jeter?
Dude, Jeter back in the day.
Yeah.
I mean, couldn't miss.
Yeah.
A-Rod's got a good one too. Anyway, dude, just the fact that this picture exists is incredible.
Which picture? The picture of
right here with
Hugh Jackman,
Wolverine, in the suit, like suited up, because we've never seen him in the classic Wolverine suit.
Yep.
With Deadpool, I mean that's incredible. And in terms of like Halle Berry and Jennifer Garner coming back, it's perfect because those, like you said, that movie sucked, and his Daredevil movie sucked. So if they're gonna bring them back, like the best way to do it is kind of like make a joke of it. With Deadpool. And honestly, it's been so long, like people don't, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so just like, I don't know, have the name like Jennifer Garner, Ben Affleck, like that's going to draw eyes. And this is the perfect situation to like bring like characters like that back from like a bad movie.
Yeah.
And dude, just the names you said got me excited. I mean, Halle Berry's like the best. Like
Storm.
Dude, this is going to be fucking awesome.
Well, you know he's going to make fun because he's going to break the fourth wall and he's going to make fun of Ben Affleck's Daredevil movie and stuff like that. I mean, one of the set photos that leaked was like a destroyed 20th Century Fox logo in the sand. So you know they're going to make reference to Disney buying Fox and all that stuff. But yeah, I mean, looking at this picture here, ripped straight from the comics. If I had one critique, though, he should be popping the sleeves.
Okay.
I don't like the sleeves. You know, I want the arm.
Well, maybe you know, when they go to battle, you know.
Yeah, he rips them off or something. But I mean, that's ripped straight from the comics there. But like you said, it's crazy that we're seeing this because I mean, after Logan, we really thought that would be the last of Hugh Jackman.
I mean, yeah, until he gets the bag. Yeah, I will say, like, there is something to, like, that being his last time on screen, dude, because that was, like, such a perfect movie.
Yeah.
And, like, obviously now he's coming back. I don't hate it as much just because, I don't know, I feel like this is, I don't know, it's not, like, another X-Men, it's kind of like a one-off, just Deadpool, and it's such, like, a great opportunity.
Yep.
Like, vice versa, if, like, Iron Man came back,
Yeah,
I would be
that's
I would be more upset about it. But I don't mind Wolverine as
No,
much.
I think if they never had on-screen interaction between Hughes, Wolverine, and Ryan Reynolds, Deadpool, that would have been a missed opportunity, I think. So I'm glad we're getting this. Nick, you got any excitement? Have you seen the other Deadpool movies?
I saw the first one.
Yeah.
So I mean, cool. I'm excited.
Yeah.
I think that's great. Can I have a different take entirely on this? I hate when shit like this happens.
What do you mean?
Like, there's something cool about being surprised when you go to the theater.
I agree with you.
1,000%.
Yeah,
you know,
100%.
like, and listen, there's no law against taking pictures. They can, you can't trespass the public from a public area when these people, but it sucks. And sometimes like production companies will put up giant screens and, or big like curtains and stuff to block streets off and everything.
Not to go off on a
go.
different thing, but when I was in Syracuse in Sicily, they were filming something, and they had these huge blue screens up because it was a period piece, and I could peek through and see like all the costumes and stuff. So yeah, they had the complete set.
But there's no like what I'm saying is like they can't, if you do that, okay, they can say like please don't do that, or like there's a great TikTok clip that I saw a while back of a production assistant telling somebody like no photos or whatever, and the person was kind of being a dick about it and was like, "Oh, you can't tell me not to take photos. Like, it's not against the law." And they're right, it's not against the law. But this sucks. How much cooler would it have been if you were in the theater Deadpool 3 you want to see, and then you see Hugh Jackman, you're like, come on.
We knew Hugh Jackman was in the movie before.
You get what I'm saying, though. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, like, this specific photo is not, I guess, not that big of a deal, but still, though, it's just, you got to work hard to keep the secrecy, I guess. I don't know.
Well, it's tough when you're shooting on location in, like, the open desert, too. Like, it's stuff like that's it's going to come out.
Especially when you have as many cameos as you're saying that they have.
Right.
Like, what are you going to do? Hide all of these people all the time? So,
and it's better. I like to know that they're not shooting in a little box screen sometimes. It's good to see them on location shooting that.
Oh, definitely, 100%. Do we know who's directing this movie?
Yeah, it's Sean Levi. He did some of the Stranger Things episodes. He also directed Free Guy, the other Ryan Reynolds movie.
Okay, so it's a Ryan Reynolds
Yeah,
thing.
he didn't.
Cool.
Deadpool, I think they've switched directors every movie. But Deadpool 2 I enjoyed. I still like the first one better.
Deadpool's funny. I think it's a cool idea.
It's rated R. I think that
this one will be rated R.
It is.
Okay, good.
Yeah. I think it has to be.
Yes,
and we got Owen Wilson coming back as Mobius, which is going to be awesome.
Wait, he's going to be in this too?
Oh, yeah.
Are you serious?
I think my theory is that they're going to, like, Owen Wilson's going to be chasing down Deadpool because he's, like, jumping universes. And
Wait, like the Owen Wilson from Loki is going to be in this movie? That's so...
Playing the same character. Yeah.
That's going to be... This movie's going to be awesome.
Yeah, I'm excited.
It's going to be so fun.
Here's what I'm worried about, and I mentioned that to you the other day. The writer's strike. They finished the script beforehand, but because of that, Ryan Reynolds and anyone on set can't improv. So for a comedy movie, for a Deadpool movie, that's something to worry about. With that being said, they're wearing masks.
You could just cheat.
So you could always ADR it after.
Yeah.
But still, you want that ability to do that on set on the fly.
In the moment.
But I don't know.
I think you can. You just can't like release the film or process it. Like, you know what I mean? Like there's got to be some loopholes there.
Ryan Reynolds is in the Writers Guild, I believe.
Oh, he's screwed then.
Yeah.
Then he can't improv that. Yeah, then he can't improv at all.
Yeah. So I don't know.
Wow. Isn't that sad?
It sucks. But hopefully if the writer's strike does end soon, which it sounds like it may not, they could just do reshoots because I'm sure they're going to have reshoots scheduled, but I don't know. I'm excited regardless. I'm sure it's going to be funny. We'll see. Comes out in May.
Yeah.
Next topic here, more casting news. Superman Legacy. We're getting flustered with this stuff now. We got David Corenswet and Rachel Brosnahan the other week as Superman and Lois Lane. And now we got 3 new additions to the cast here.
You want to do them one at a time?
Yeah, first one's Nathan Fillion. Matt, you were a big fan of him in Guardians of the Galaxy 3.
Oh, this guy was funny.
Yep.
He kept making fun of the other guy.
Yes.
I like this guy.
He's playing Guy Gardner, who is funny. A Green Lantern. He's not one of the big ones, Hal Jordan or Jon Stewart, but he's kind of a dick.
Nice. He's a dick in Guardians.
Exactly. So I think this is good casting. James Gunn's worked with him forever. This is interesting. We'll talk about after we go through the other 2 what this means for this movie. But the next one is, let me see the name. She played Dora the Explorer in the what?
No, never mind. I'm sorry.
Her name is Isabel Merced. She's playing Hawkgirl. We love Hawkgirl.
She's got I feel like a good look for it. You know, like I feel like
100%.
she could look like that character.
Yep. I love Hawkgirl in the Justice League
that's
series.
actually cool because like in the Justice League, you're right. She's one of the best ones, and we haven't seen her yet.
No, not
that's
yet.
Pretty cool. That's actually
I
pretty
like
cool.
that. And then the last one here is Edie Gathegi. I think that's how you pronounce it. I don't know. He's playing Mr. Terrific, a character that I haven't heard of. He was also in the Justice League Unlimited series, I believe. But his description is a skilled combatant and one of the world's most brilliant inventors and tacticians. He looks cool.
Dude, this guy gets fucked. And he's the fish guy.
Yep.
And he just gets butchered.
Well, and people got mad at that because he's actually the only X-Men that can't die, and he died.
Oh, he died like easily.
Yeah.
It was like 3 seconds.
But he's coming in here. So I think, listen, I'm excited about this casting. Like we said, Hawkgirl's a great character.
Yeah.
Nathan Fillion's a great actor.
And yet Mr. Terrific.
What I think's most interesting about this is we're entering the DC universe with superheroes already established. Superman is... Now, this isn't going to be an origin story. James Gunn said that, but it's very interesting. I feel like we've never had a Superman movie start where he's not the only superhero. You know what I'm saying?
That's true.
What do you think about that? Because that's a different take.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, dude. I'm looking at it is like I'm coming in with like a clean slate. Like I'm really coming in with like no expectations. And I'm pretty like open-minded. Like so if like they want it, that's how they want to do it.
Yep.
That's fine with me. Cuz I'm like I don't know. And like the only other they have the Batman obviously.
Yep.
That's the big thing, but I think of that separately.
Yeah,
cuz that's not going to be like, you know, those aren't going to be intertwined.
Yep.
So for me, I obviously like I don't know, the whole like superhero like Marvel, like my investment in the superhero movies after Endgame has lowered so much. For me, I'm probably going to end up liking all these movies because I'm probably going to come in with like such low or mid expectations. I'm probably just going to like whatever they put on screen if I'm like, you know, somewhat entertained.
Yeah. And the fact to me that James Gunn chose Guy Gardner for Green Lantern right now, who's kind of an obnoxious like joke of
it might be funny.
That's what I'm thinking. It seems like it's up James Gunn's alley. I'm all in. I just hope that it doesn't feel too bloated. You know, I want a good Superman movie first and foremost. I don't want to throw all these superheroes in there just for glorified cameos because a lot of people shit on Zack Snyder for doing the same thing. So I don't know. We'll see. What do you think?
I feel like I might catch some shit from superhero people. I don't know. I'm down for David Cornsweet and Rachel Brosnahan.
Yep.
Like, is Rachel, right? Rachel?
Yeah,
not Rebecca?
Sure.
Okay. No, I just want to make sure I say it right.
It's close.
And, but I don't, you're right about him being the only person there. This trend, and like, you know, leave a comment down below if you think that I'm a nutbag, or someone at least try and explain it a little bit to me. Maybe you guys can, I don't know. But this idea of like not multiverse necessarily, but
universe of
where they're just all
together.
I mean, the cool thing about a superhero, like it's okay. It kind of reminds me of The Incredibles with like Syndrome when he says, you know, when everybody's super or when everybody's special, nobody will be. You know what I mean? It's like when you start putting so many of them in each movie, it's like, well, are they super or do you just have heroes? I'm a little off put by having so many superheroes in there. I feel like it's kind of weird.
I mean, I was kind of hoping that we just get this grounded, focused Superman movie with him and Lois.
Do you think this will take away from him being the new Superman?
It depends how big of a role these people play in it.
I think it all depends how to use them. Yeah. Because even if you look back at like some of the early Marvel movies, like if you rewatch like Iron Man 2, like you forget like they introduced Black Widow,
Nick
and
Fury.
like Nick Fury's in that. But like you forget that because they don't take over the movie. They're very kind of like minor, like supporting roles. But it's cool because they also like set them up. You know what I mean? Sort of like in the universe, but they're very much not really part of the main plot.
Yeah.
So if they use them kind of like that, like I don't mind it as much. But like I don't want like Superman like doing his own thing, and then we cut to like Green Lantern.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like we're following. No.
Or they come in and help
like
them out.
We don't need another Avengers.
Not
movie.
yet.
Like it's called Superman Legacy.
Right.
Like let's have it be Superman's legacy.
I agree.
The thing that I like so much, and you know, I know it's a little out there and a little childish, but the thing that I liked so much about The Incredibles as a movie, as a superhero movie, is that they established that there used to be a bunch of superheroes, kind of like a universe. They all died off because they had capes or whatever it was, right?
Yep.
And then you have this family of supers that comes back. That was cool. Because they were the only ones. And even though they were 5 of them or whatever it is, they were all like the the same. I consider the family of Incredibles like one superhero. If that makes sense.
No, that makes sense.
So but so this is, I don't know. You're right. I think the plot is going to have a lot to do with this, and like the way that they make this is going to have a lot to do with the film. But I feel like I almost take it personally. Like I was rooting hardcore for David Cornsweet to get Superman, and I thought we were going to have a Superman Lex Luthor kind of film,
which we still could get.
Sure, but it's just this is a little bizarre.
Well, yeah, because I think one of the aspects of Superman that we've seen in previous movies is like it's this alien from another planet who has to deal with being this big outsider. But now he's entering that world, and there's already people who are different than other people.
Right.
Which I think, I don't know. But I trust James Gunn. We have no reason not to up until this point. Like you said, he was in the Marvel Universe. He knows how to mix those things together.
Maybe they all work. Is it the Daily Bugle, or what's the one paper?
You think they're all Bugle workers?
Maybe they all work at the same newspaper.
Yeah.
You know, they're friends with them, and at the end, there's like a big battle, and here comes Mr. Terrific.
Yeah.
When he rips it off, he goes, "Oh, by the way, like I'm with it
terrific.
too." Yeah, like I'm him.
Yeah.
I don't know. We'll see.
Interesting.
Jury's still out, but we'll see. I'm excited. Let's get into it. We got a lot of trailers today. First one is Bob Marley, One Love. You know Bob Marley, man?
Big fan.
Yeah, great music. One of the legends of the game.
He really is, dude.
Yeah. Just on and off the court.
Oh, dude.
Bob Marley. He
right.
was a great guy.
Right.
We got a movie, another music biopic. Listen, we get a lot of these every year. What did we just have? We had Elvis. We had
Bohemian Rhapsody.
What was the one that Bohemian Rhapsody? What was the one
Houston.
they filmed here? Whitney Houston.
Did you watch that?
I did not.
I love Whitney.
Don't.
And you're not gonna like my opinion on this, but
Wait, what?
One Love.
Okay,
what did you think of this trailer? We got it. I didn't know this movie was coming out. But
RJ, I had no idea. You sent me 4 trailers yesterday. I watched them all.
He does it all the time.
I watched. So I watched 4 trailers last night. Before my basketball game, we won. Doesn't matter.
Nice.
Yeah, big them. This was my favorite one.
Really?
Oh yeah, and I had no idea this movie was coming out. I actually, fun fact for the viewers out there, I actually went as Bob Marley for Halloween one year.
Oh,
with
really?
With the dreadlocks. Yeah, Owen Stancho's sister Emma, she lent me. She had a Bob Marley T-shirt. It was very nice of her.
Nice.
Yeah, thank you. This guy, this actor, he's appearing in a lot of things lately. He's in Peaky Blinders. He's the villain in Secret Invasion.
Oh,
and he's in this.
That's why.
And dude, everything he's in, he's really good. And I don't know. I mean, I don't know what you guys think. I loved him in this trailer. I thought he captured that kind of laid back persona perfectly. Now, granted, I haven't seen any Bob Marley interviews, so I don't know what he's like. Yeah. But you know what I imagine he's like is I feel like he did a good job. And man, I really don't know anything about not one thing about Bob Marley's like journey and like where he comes from, like everything. I really just know the music and One Love. So I'm actually like pretty interested, and I think I'm going to see this movie. It seems like there's more behind the behind the curtains than we thought.
You know what interests me the most?
And I love the music.
It has nothing to do with the movie. His name is Kingsley Ben-Adir. Do you think that's a coincidence, or his parents were big Ben Kingsley fans?
No, it's like I don't know if I
maybe they like them in Gandhi.
Please excuse my ignorance here. I don't know if it's an African name originally, but there's a lot of black Kingsleys out there. The first name Kingsley.
I just thought it was funny that Kingsley Ben Kingsley.
Funny. That is interesting.
Yeah, that was my point.
I didn't get it. That's good. Yeah,
Gandhi. Anyway, I don't know. Here's my issue. It's not necessarily this movie in particular.
Yep.
It's this genre of movies in general. Okay. I'm kind of sick of these big studio biopics of music artists that are kind of just surface level things. Look, like they're all the same trailer, right? It's like, you're gonna be nothing. Nah, I'm gonna be something. I'm gonna change the world. You know what I'm saying?
I disagree.
What?
One Love.
This is different. This is different.
I agree.
Is it?
Elvis is. It is. And let me explain. So I agree with you. I have qualms with the trailer itself. I thought it was like way too long. I thought it gave way too much away. The movie's called One Love, but then they didn't play One Love in the trailer.
It's always, what's a song by the guy? That's the title.
But he like literally says the phrase like, one love, one heart, one revolution, whatever it is. Peace. And that like it just would have been a good finish to the I was like waiting for it when he does the they started off with Jammin' is the first song that they play, and when you hear him do the "oh yeah" in the beginning, like spine-tingling chills. No, they're using his music. There's no way this is this guy. I thought the accent was great. I thought they did a great job with the casting. Everything looks really cool, but the trailer itself was too long. Bob Marley specifically aside from just the music, there's like so much governmental oppression and things going on in Jamaica at the time.
Mm-hmm.
And this guy was the definition in a borderline biblical sense. I'm not kidding. I'm not trying to call him Jesus or anything, but like this guy was the definition of someone slapping you in the face and then you reaching out to give them a hug. Yeah. Like he was like, they tried to kill his family and he was like, we got to go talk about being peaceful.
Yeah.
What? Like,
amazing. Yeah.
No, but like if you think about our culture, right?
Yeah.
All of the movies about our culture revolve around retaliation and family over everything and defend. Exactly. Like stuff like that.
Good movie.
This guy was like, okay, so they're being violent. How can I be even more peaceful? So when I think of like Elvis, Elvis was discovered. He's very talented and he became a huge star. Whoop-de-doo. When I think of Bohemian Rhapsody, again, talent, people say they're not going to make it, and then they make it. This guy was doing this as a cultural revolution. He didn't care about fame. He cared about the message he was sending. And then on top of all of that, I am a complete simp for Bob Marley's music.
Oh, he's
like
great.
The music alone, I would agree. I do agree with you on the music biopics, but I'd still see it because I like his music.
Yeah.
But then on top of that, his backstory is fucking dope.
But to your point about like the whole Jamaican stuff, which they teased a little in this trailer.
Yeah.
Do you trust a studio like Paramount to dedicate a large portion of this movie to be about that?
No, I think they're going to simp out for the music.
Right, exactly. Because like the same thing happened in Elvis. They tried to tease like that racial segregation aspect, and they kind of just brush it over. They put it there because it was a thing, but they don't really go into it.
They also put it there because of the culture climate today, where they think they'll sell more tickets by saying that, you know.
But and then even in Bohemian Rhapsody, they kind of talked about like Freddie Mercury's
being
home
Egyptian,
life, but they really don't, like, it kind of loses itself in the movie.
Yeah.
And I think based on what I've seen before, the same thing's going to happen here. Maybe I'm wrong. I mean, I agree with you. This guy looks great in the role, but I don't know. I'm just
for
hesitant.
me, it's specifically when I saw the trailer for this, I threw it on the Instagram story immediately, like before we even texted about it. But when I saw the trailer for this, I instantly understood everyone who is a simp for Bohemian Rhapsody or for Elvis because I love this music.
It's a music video with dialogue scenes.
Yeah, if it's your guy, you're going to see it. You know?
I give this one specifically a pass. The same way super Elvis fans gave the Elvis movie a pass. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah. But I actually thought Elvis was a bit better than Bohemian Rhapsody for a few reasons. But
sure. I mean, I could go off about the editing of Bohemian Rhapsody all day long.
Which won Best Editing.
Which was
Oscars.
insane.
Yeah.
But that's okay. That's a whole other story.
Yep.
But yeah, no, but specifically for this one, I'm an island guy, like rum punch on the beach with
sounds nice.
Yeah.
Like that is very my style.
I feel like Matt is too. Yeah.
I love it. Like I'll go to sleep. I'll go to sleep. I'll wake up. Okay, I'll take another one. Thank you. Go back to sleep. Like that's very my, style. I love that.
One love.
And then there's always that Beats pill next to my chair, right? That's playing
Bob Marley.
All of his music.
Three little birds.
Yeah.
So, as a very self-admittedly emotional guy, I guarantee this will be one where I'm like laughing, crying, every emotion in the book. And I'm kind of excited, but I also agree that these are so overdone, I don't want to see any more.
I'm rooting for it. I'm just hesitant.
100% agree.
I wish this was made by A24.
Again,
yes,
absolutely. That would be sick.
Yeah.
That would be sick.
But anyway, on to the next one here. Another biopic. This one I'm really excited about. Napoleon Bonaparte, one of probably the most iconic historical figures ever. We're getting a movie this year directed by Ridley Scott, who is just kind of the master of the historical epics at this point. When I heard about this movie, it was not that long ago. I saw set photos of Joaquin Phoenix, and I realized that they were even making this, and I had no idea. And it comes out this year. Trailer comes out. Listen, I'm happy that we're getting more historical epics. We're getting a second Gladiator movie. It seems to be coming back a little bit. Ridley Scott's always been the one to do them. I didn't love this trailer. I'm not going to lie. I'm still excited for it, but I have some issues with it. We'll get into it. But Matt, what do you think?
I'm out.
You're out.
I'm out.
Completely out.
No, I'm not seeing it.
Why?
Well, I don't, I feel like Napoleon, he was the first, like, little man angry syndrome.
Yeah.
Like, he was the original.
Yeah.
Now, listen, Ridley Scott, great.
Yep.
Napoleon, as Joaquin Phoenix as Napoleon. I mean,
good casting.
Probably the best casting. If you could pick anyone holiday, it'd probably be top of the list.
Yep.
And like it may be a great historical epic, maybe a great movie. Me personally, I'm just not really interested in Napoleon.
Okay.
I don't know, just that era just like doesn't do it for me. But listen, I mean, I'm sure the performance will be awesome.
Yeah.
And I think there's a good chance it's a really good movie. Just not for me.
Yeah, no, that's fair. I mean, listen, the cinematography, everything looked great. Where I'm a little worried, and I wonder if you'll share the same thing, is I looked at like the writer of the movie, for example, not a great track record. I looked at, kind of like Ridley Scott.
Go back, defend that a little bit, because I don't know what you mean by that. So
like,
you look at
I
the
looked
writer
at
of the
what
film.
this writer of the movie has done before.
What else have they done?
Nothing that we would know.
Do you know who the writer is? I want to look it up.
Look it up. But that worries me. It worries me that this movie's only 2.5 hours long. I wonder how much they're going to squeeze into this movie. And also, this is kind of just a pet peeve of mine with historical movies. Why is he speaking in a just plain American accent? You know what I'm saying? He's French. Like
maybe he tries to do a French accent. They were like, "This is just not going to work."
Yeah,
out.
that shit just pisses me off in historical movies when you got like Roman people speaking British and all that shit. But I don't know.
So he also David Scarpa. Sorry to cut you off.
Yes, that's it. Yeah,
David Scarpa wrote the this Napoleon movie. Also wrote Gladiator 2 for 2024.
Oh, that's not good.
I'm just saying.
Yeah,
just
but what has he written before?
Last Castle, The Day the Earth Stood Still.
Oh, not a good movie.
Cleopatra. And Hollywood Between.
Yeah, so that's what worries me.
Paranoia and sci-fi power myth. Yeah. Okay, well, give it a shot. Let's hope, because they both those the casting. Remember, Denzel agreed to Gladiator 2.
Yes.
Is that also Ridley Scott? Is it Gladiator 2? Yeah.
Yep. Guys maybe pumping him out.
So maybe it's a Ridley Scott thing.
Yeah, maybe he works well with him.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I mean, what'd you think of this trailer though?
So the trailer looked really good.
Mm-hmm.
I do like a historical biopic,
epic,
whatever. Yeah, historical epic, whatever you want to call it. I'm a little over Joaquin Phoenix. I feel like we've seen a lot of him personally.
Yeah.
Lately, he's been in a lot.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like it's got to be difficult, man. It's got to be difficult to be a really talented actor, because he is a talented actor, don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But I just, after a while, when you see an actor so much, like the cool thing about Colin Farrell as the Penguin to me is the prosthetics. Because if he looked like Colin Farrell, but he did the accent, I feel like it would look weird.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So the prosthetics and the accent and everything all comes together, you totally change him. But when I look at this, I see Gladiator. I see a little bit of the Joker. I see Beau is Afraid. I see all of these things that we've seen recently of Joaquin Phoenix. And I just, maybe it's me, maybe I'm a little crazy, I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm still going to see it. And I hope it's interesting. Fun fact, the Napoleon was he was 5'6", but that's like not that short.
Yeah, especially at that time.
Right.
Too.
But it was a political thing. They would write like, kind of like Fox News versus CNN type deal, right? Where they would put out these propaganda pieces about how short he actually was and all this other stuff, but he wasn't actually that short,
right? Which
I think is kind of funny. Listen, I think it'll be a good movie. I think they'll do good, and I'll probably see it on Netflix. I'll be honest with you.
I think. Well, it's an Apple movie. I think
whatever.
It's in
Apple
theaters,
TV+.
and then we'll go to Apple.
Yeah, I think I'll watch it there.
Yeah, Apple's putting out a lot of stuff though. To your point about the actors though, like I have that issue with like Tom Hanks. Now,
fair. That's a fair.
I don't have it with him, but I can understand that.
Yeah.
But yeah, Tom Hanks is an actor that I like. When I see him now, it's just Tom Hanks.
But it didn't used to be though. He was in everything, right?
Yeah,
and
yeah.
But you can watch Toy Story and then Forrest Gump, and it's two different people. And Saving Private Ryan. That's
Castaway.
3 different real things.
Yeah.
Castaway, same. And then I think as they get older, I think they just start to kind of fall into some sort of stereotype.
And that's also just movies in general have gotten less original and
It's
sad,
whatnot, man.
But
it's sad.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm excited for this again because it's an historical epic and I want more of these. I want that peak early 2000s era of those. But
yeah.
We'll see. Hopefully it's good. Fingers crossed. It's got a good cast. Next one.
Speaking of things that are coming back.
Oh, yeah. Wonka.
Yeah.
You know Willy Wonka? Chocolate guy. Yeah.
Yeah, I loved it. Oh, sorry. Wrong.
Gene, the OG.
Wrong guy. Wrong guy. Sorry.
The OG.
Oh, no, it's not this guy. I apologize.
Hey,
Sorry.
I like him.
This one.
There he is. Timmy. Good old Timmy.
Yeah.
So this movie got announced a while back.
Matt's face is killing me right now. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Timothy Chalamet, like everything else, got casted in this movie. Set photos came out, pictures like this. I'm like, I could see it. Trailer comes out. I'm not gonna lie, I like this trailer a lot.
I want to hear what you
Tell
think
the
before.
truth.
I like
Tell
this
the
trailer
truth.
a
You
lot.
got the chills.
I like this. Just the notes of World of Pure Imagination. Just hearing that
yeah,
song.
Candyman.
Yeah.
Can.
Come on.
Yeah.
Here's my one issue though. Timothy Chalamet.
Really?
I didn't like him.
He's not Wonka.
That's not my
I
issue.
didn't
I
get
have
the
issues.
vibe.
That's not my issue. That's really funny.
It felt a little forced.
Wow.
The kind of Gene Wilder whimsical thing. I didn't buy.
Willy Wonka. What do you want?
No, but I didn't buy him in doing that.
Oh, interesting.
Like his way he was doing it.
I'm not going to interrupt again. I have so much shit to say about this. Go ahead.
Yeah,
You do your thing.
But everything else about the trailer, like the vibe of it, like the weird, like again, whimsical nature of the world and the characters, I loved. I think it felt really like the original movie, the Gene Wilder one. And I like the Tim Burton one. I know a lot of people don't. I like it for its weirdness. I will say I laughed at the end of this trailer with that Hugh Grant as the Oompa Loompa. I think that was great. What do you think, Matt? I knew right when this trailer dropped you weren't gonna like
no,
this.
of course not.
Yeah.
Wonka, the whole Wonka experience, the world, it makes me very uncomfortable. I don't know. I didn't personally watching this trailer. I got a very unsettling feeling in my stomach, and I think it all stems from the Johnny Depp one.
Yeah,
because I would watch that growing up as a kid. Like I'd be over a friend's house, they'd put it on.
Yeah.
And dude, it would just like I wouldn't watch it as a kid. Like I would go in the other room, I'd close my eyes.
Yeah,
like that creeped me out so much.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know, just the idea of like this man giving people chocolate and then like things happening to him. I mean, it's kind of fucked up. He's drugging these people, with it's kind of fucked up.
Well, have you seen the original, the Gene Wilder one?
I've seen bits and pieces.
Oh, you got to watch that one.
classic.
I like that one. It's more colorful.
Yes.
It's you got to watch the original because it's the most realistic, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
I don't Wonka. Listen, Wonka he's out here giving people chocolate. You know what I mean? Fucking these people up. I don't listen. He's Wonka. You think he's a shady character.
You think we got the wrong look
Listen,
at Wonka?
I think Wonka's more of a villain in my opinion. He's giving everyone he's making everyone look at the guy. He's fat.
Yeah, maybe this will be his villain origin story.
Well, the thing is, it seems like more like a little bit more of a kids movie.
Well, it's directed by the Paddington guy, who I haven't seen those movies, but I've heard amazing things.
They said like Paddington,
and like child,
other kids
and it
movies.
comes out in Christmas.
I'm definitely not paying.
Okay.
Right.
But I will be interested to see like how it is. Like if it's a kids movie, like how Chalamet does. I think the jury's out. I'm interested to see how it develops.
Yeah. What do you think, Nick?
Okay, I'm gonna get super specific because I've seen all the other two movies, and this trailer was okay. It was okay. It wasn't bad, and I got the same type of same nostalgic kind of vibe.
Yeah.
Willy Wonka with Gene Wilder, the first one. There's something to be said, filmmaking wise, about not having certain technologies. So when you go back and watch that one, you feel right like you could have gotten a golden ticket, and everything that you see in that movie could have actually happened in real life. Yeah. It couldn't have because it was
all practical effects and
everything was right, and it was very not CG.
Mm-hmm.
And this felt. And sometimes in trailers they release stuff before the final renders of things are done. Yeah. Like they did this with Sonic the Hedgehog, and he looked totally different in the film than he did in the trailer.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. But it looked borderline Polar Express to me in some regards. Like it just looked so computerized and CGI and all this other stuff. The original Willy Wonka is hilarious. There's those adult jokes that you get from Shrek and all that other that style because it's the 70s.
Yeah,
Gene Wilder is was a hilarious comedic actor, and all of the jokes that are made there were for the parents and for the kids, and they taught real life lessons. On a wicked liberal note, I apologize, but it's the truth. In the original, they used little people to play the Oompa Loompas, and then they used
Hugh Grant,
a really short person. I don't know if he has dwarfism or not from the one with Johnny Depp. But then in this one, they have Hugh Grant's face CG'd onto a
and you can kind of tell, and that might be another thing if it wasn't rendered completely yet.
Sure, I get that, but at the same time, it's like, what are we doing?
Yeah,
just a little, a little bit. Now, on the specific part, Willy Wonka's catchphrase or thing that he does all the time is he'll say brush your I don't know, he'll say shine your teeth and brush your hair or brush your shoes, strike that, reverse it. And in this he says scratch that, reverse it, and it actually it took me out of the trailer entirely. Yeah. You're not Wonka. Last thing I'm going to say about this, and I I know it's not Star Wars here. I'm not trying to go into a whole big thing. But in the Willy Wonka, the Johnny Depp version, whether you liked it or not, we got Wonka's origin story.
Mm-hmm.
So what the hell are we doing here?
I don't think these are connected films.
That's also a problem to me. Because why? Because if we went out today, RJ, and rewrote Star Wars, how much shit do you think we'd catch?
Yeah, but I don't know. I think it's different.
Why?
I think it's different.
It's canon or not canon or whatever.
Charlie, like the Johnny Depp movie is not connected to the Gene Wilder movie.
It is, though.
How?
Because it's the same people. Like first of all, the Johnny Depp movie, they have the same five kids.
Yeah,
they go through the same things.
But it's not their different movie. Because how, you know what I'm saying? That's a different Willy Wonka than Gene Wilder's Willy Wonka.
Right, but it's the same story is what I'm saying. It's based on the same book.
Sure.
So it is technically a remake of the original Willy Wonka. So then where does this come from?
It's just, I don't know.
That's why I don't like it. That's what I'm saying. It just doesn't line up for me.
Okay.
That, it's
it definitely is leaning way more into the Gene Wilder Willy Wonka than the Johnny Depp one.
You think?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, they played the song too. They were playing the Wilder song in the back.
Whoop de friggin' do.
Yeah.
I'm just saying. Yeah, listen, it's weird. It's a weird combo for me because I got more of like the Johnny Depp vibe just because of the look of it and because
he looks a bit more like
he
Johnny
looks
Depp.
way more like the Johnny Depp one than the Gene Wilder one.
Yeah, what are colors? You know?
It is a bit muted.
Yeah, I like the Gene Wilder one, lots of bright colors.
Even the Tim Burton one too. Yeah.
I don't like that movie. I really don't like that movie.
You're not a Tim Burton
I wish
guy.
it was erased from my memory.
Okay.
The only thing Tim Burton's done that I is Wednesday. If you haven't seen it, one of the best shows on Netflix.
You do like that. You like the chick too.
You also haven't seen the Keaton Batmans though yet.
I haven't. Oh, bits and pieces.
I didn't even tell you. Totally off subject.
Yeah.
This is from Matt.
Yeah.
I watched Batman.
Oh yeah,
with Robert Pattinson.
I actually forgot to bring this up.
No way.
I watched it.
Do you want to talk about it now or after?
We can talk. Well, you can
probably
go
after.
We can go after.
But I actually forgot about.
Stick around.
An ending segment.
I was worried because you texted me that you were watching. You never said another word.
Because I watched it right before I went to bed.
Yeah, and usually you commentate throughout the movie. So I said that to him the other day. I'm like, I don't know what Nick thinks of it.
I will
see.
Captivated.
Really? Okay.
Enough so that I was not able to stop and text. I watched every second.
I love it. All right. Well, maybe we'll do another review of the Batman coming out. But last trailer of the day here, Ahsoka, August 23rd. It's dropping on Disney Plus. Our next Star Wars series here. And I'm not going to lie, this is a very good trailer. I think it's one of the better trailers Star Wars has put out in a while. I have some hope for this series. A new hope, one would say.
That's cute.
That was good.
What do you think, Matt? Now, listen, prelude this, which we've said before. You have not seen Rebels.
No.
This is very much like season 5 of Rebels. It's a sequel to Rebels. So you're probably really confused at a lot of this shit.
Well, that's what I figured because the first thing I thought when I saw this trailer, I thought of you, Braun, and Jacob.
Yeah.
I'm like, those three aren't going to be able to stand up and walk after this trailer. And Sam.
Yeah.
Shout out Sam. He's at work today. No, I know Thrawn and like the green girl, right?
Sure.
They're both in Rebels, right?
The green girl.
Hera.
Yeah.
Yeah. Seems like a very Rebels. So like, if you're like a Star Wars, I'm an originals guy.
Yeah.
But this feels like, it's for those people.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? But someone like me, I love Ahsoka from the Clone Wars.
Yep.
I think she's a great character, and I think Rosario Dawson. Not only does she look like Ahsoka, I think she's a good actress, and I think she's just like literally the perfect casting.
Yeah.
Then again, RJ, Star Wars has left a bad taste in my mouth with Boba Fett and Mandalorian season 3.
Obi-Wan.
So this may not be an opening night watch for me. This may be
really.
I'll wait for you.
You're watching Secret Invasion, but not this.
Listen. Sam L. Jackson, Sam L. Jackson. I also don't have a lot going on nowadays, so it's more to do with it. But I think I'll wait for you to tell me how it is, and then go. But dude, honestly, it looked good. I am somewhat interested just because the kid inside me is like Ahsoka. You know
and
what I mean?
It's Filoni.
Yeah, I don't know. I'll probably watch it.
There's some hope there.
But
Nick, I know you're kind of
I'm not going to watch it.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. I couldn't care less. I couldn't care less about Ahsoka. Super Ahsoka. I don't know. I don't care.
I'm pumped, obviously, to see Thrawn. You got a bunch of Anakin references too, which is great. I mean, Hayden.
I'd rather watch Anakin. Sorry, just saying.
Hayden Christensen will be in this. I don't know in what form, but it's great to see Ray Stevenson, who passed unfortunately like a month or so ago. He looks great in this role. I'm excited to see that. You got some Dark Jedis going on. I don't know. I'm pumped. We'll probably review it if Matt ends up watching it.
If we do it for the channel, I'll watch it then.
Yeah. I have faith because it's Dave Filoni. Like you said, Rosario Dawson's great. Rebels was great. We'll get into it, but I'm excited. August 23rd, 2 episodes are dropping.
I think her best role is Zookeeper.
Rosario
Dawson.
You heard that?
That's a great. Listen, say what you want. That's a great movie.
There you go.
All right,
Here comes the
great
boom,
movie,
right? Here comes the boom.
It's in Boston.
Well, speaking of reviews, Matt, we had a chance to see Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny.
We did. We saw it.
Starring Harrison Ford at 80 years old.
Oh.
I got to interrupt you before you get into this. I'm very, very curious to hear your review of this because I have seen a lot of reviews on this film. I have not seen the film. I know you guys have seen it, but I have not seen it, and I have seen reviews of this film, and I'm just very curious as to whether or not they like it.
So, to that point, when this premiered at Cannes, we talked about it on the podcast. I don't think Cannes was the right place to premiere this movie, first of all. I don't think that's the audience.
Why?
A bunch of French critics.
Interesting.
You know what I'm saying?
But, Lovey.
Listen, it came out to mixed reviews. I'd never read any of the reviews like you did, Nick, but I definitely heard murmurs.
I've watched YouTube videos of people reviewing it. That's why
I've heard murmurs of mixed things about this movie. So I think we both went into this movie with very low expectations,
incredibly
right?
low.
Kingdom of the Crystal Skull was not good.
No,
we all agree with that.
I hate that movie.
I don't think we thought this movie should have been made, though Harrison Ford thought Indiana Jones needed another entry. He loves this character.
Yeah, he loves this character. He hates Han Solo, but he loves
and that's
Indy.
saying a lot. But I don't know if it was because of our low expectations going to this movie, but Matt, I think we both had a fun time.
Dude, I had an enjoyable time at the theater, man.
Yeah.
It was me, you, and McShane.
Yeah.
McShane got blasted right before.
Yep.
I think that helped in him liking it.
Yeah.
I think that helped in him liking it too. But dude, literally, I think a lot of it is because my expectations were so low.
Yeah.
You know, I literally was like, whatever they get. I was actually, when it started, I was just waiting like to hate it.
Yeah.
And it was like 30 minutes in. And like, you know what? It's so bad.
Indiana Jones fighting Nazis again?
I mean, dude, at the end of the day, it was like a fun adventure.
It was.
It was a lighthearted, fun adventure. I think it hit all the beats of an Indiana Jones movie.
Yeah.
You know, you had the Nazis, you had all the historical stuff. Mm-hmm. You know, Indy, it doesn't move like it used to.
No.
But, I thought it was, some stuff was like kind of funny, like when he was depressed at the beginning and he was filling his, his coffee with whiskey or whatever it was. And
a lot of whiskey.
Yeah, a lot of whiskey.
Yeah.
And I've heard mixed things, but Phoebe, what's her name?
Waller-Bridge as Wombat.
I thought she was great.
I did too.
She might have been, low-key, my favorite part of it.
And I was worried about her going forward that they would try to
make her the next
Indy. Yeah, but she was great. I agree.
I thought she was perfect. I thought the kind of backstory with them was interesting because at the beginning you didn't really know her angle, and then but you kind of knew she was warming up to Indy, and in the end, I thought the kid with them did a good job.
Yep.
My only critique, we'll say the whole spoilers, the whole Rome thing.
In the third act,
I thought it was a little goofy.
There.
It was goofy.
But I will say though,
a little goofy.
To play devil's advocate to that, the other Indiana Jones movies got pretty weird.
At
the end of the first one, you had spirits coming out of the Ark of the Covenant.
Awesome,
you had a guy pulling his heart out of his chest.
Come on.
And then you had in Last Crusade, you had a 1,000-year-old knight with the Holy Grail. So it's not the first time that they went weird, but definitely it was a step above.
Well, I think they did the whole time travel thing.
Yeah.
And dude, I was ready. Dude, when Indy was like, let me stay here.
That would have been bad.
If he stayed there or he died, it would have ruined the entire movie for me.
Yes.
It would have, I would have watched, I said that movie sucks, F this.
Yeah.
All of that. I will say, that said, I did like the ending. The last 5 minutes, what's her name came back?
Marion. And the throwback to their scene on the submarine.
Yeah, dude. I'm not gonna lie. I got goosebumps when they were doing that on the submarine scene, and the music, their theme
you
plays.
Could hear their theme.
That hit for me personally. That hit all the feels. That was perfect. And then they go get ice cream. I thought it was a good ending. I like that.
What did you? Sala, obviously. I wish he had a bigger role. But
I know
it was
great
to see him back. What did you think of the way they wrote off Shia LaBeouf's character? Obviously,
great.
I think I agree. I think it was a good way to do it.
Act like it doesn't exist. Erase it from your memory. They just said, "Oh yeah, he got killed in a war." Good, it's good. All you needed, one sentence. Yep, he's dead.
Yeah.
Good, thank you. We'll pretend that movie never happened.
Yeah.
Kingdom of Crystal Skull. I think they know it missed. We know it missed.
Yep.
We're not even going to acknowledge just one sentence. Yep, gone. That's what. Good.
And for context, Nick, have you seen Kingdom of the Crystal Skull?
The Shia LaBeouf?
Yeah.
No. I'm gonna read OG kind of indie guy.
Well, so
you know?
in that
Raiders
movie, he's Indy's son.
Okay.
And in this movie, the way they write him off is that he volunteered to fight in Vietnam and was killed. And I thought it was kind of a good way to do it, though, because this takes place in the 60s, like peak like civil rights. What was it? The moon landing.
The moon landing
was
parade.
just happening. But I think the way they did that was good. Like it was something that weighed on Indy.
Yeah.
Was the fact that he lost his son.
Oh, and his wife like left him. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So I agree. It went full circle in that sense. I mean, let's talk about the time travel thing.
Okay.
Listen, I knew this was going to happen because, like, I just like did some research beforehand. And
we watched the trailer too. He doesn't go back to like Nazi Germany and like all this other stuff.
That's a good way to start. The opening sequence of this movie, the first like 20 minutes is a flashback. So it takes place.
That was a cool sequence.
Great sequence. Like it felt like an old indie movie.
Yeah, no, it really did.
It was 1943. The Germans had just lost World War II and they were like fleeing.
What do you think of that CGI of him?
The whole sequence, Harrison Ford is de-aged to look like he's like 35.
Did he look good?
The face
was it better than
good.
The Irishman?
Yeah, kind of. He looked younger. Like in The Irishman, the issue with me is they don't look as young as they should be. But it also similar to The Irishman, though, you can tell it's an 80-year-old man's body, and it's his voice.
That was my issue with The Irishman. When Robert De Niro kicks the guy, it looks like someone trying to put a shoe on.
Yeah.
In Brooksby Village.
So it's the same thing. So like, it looks like
that was my
35-year-old Harrison Ford. But when he's running, you see his like limp. His voice is grizzled.
Yeah,
I'm like, you couldn't have de-aged his voice a bit.
See, for me, dude, like I had fun with the movie, but like that, and just I don't know, like how it all looks, like a movie like Mission Impossible, dude. It's all like, you know what I mean, all realism.
Yep.
You know, real like, and for me, that just makes it so much better.
Yeah.
Like the original Lord of the Rings versus like the Hobbit, dude. Like, I don't know, you're kind of like captured in that, like, it adds to like the whole aesthetic. And for me, like, it kind of, you know, because the originals are, you know, look awesome in my opinion. And not that like it lost me, but I was like, I had kind of, you know, I wish. You know?
I think the fact that opening sequence otherwise was done so
very
well
cool.
made me not like think about that too much. But James Mangold directed this movie, who I love James Mangold, 310 to Yuma, Logan, Ford v Ferrari, great director. To me, this was a gun for hire thing.
I like that.
Like, Steven Spielberg dropped out of this movie in 2020. He said he wanted to let another director step in. James Mangold came in, he wrote it, directed it. It doesn't feel like a James Mangold movie to me. And I think, Nick, you're going to agree with me on this, even though you haven't seen it. There's something to be said about those first three movies, the way they were shot on film, the colors, like that added to the charm of those movies.
Absolutely.
And watching this movie and it being so digital, definitely changes things.
Couldn't have said it better.
Even Kingdom of the Crystal Skull kind of looked pretty more similar to those older movies. But
the what's the scene? I think it's in Raiders where they're going through the mine shaft and they're going down the thing.
Yeah,
inside the little container. Those are all stop motion.
Right.
Those the wide shots of it's two little wax figures in a stop motion cart going, and it still holds up today. You'd never know.
Yep.
You know what I mean? With little like LED lights or whatever they use for the fire on the sides. It all works, is what I'm saying.
No, even like I don't know, man. Like the original Star Wars, dude. I like that look better than the fucking, I don't know, the newer ones.
Well, first of all, probably because it's practical.
Yeah,
like, it's
that's
a
real
real ship that they put on a stick and they were moving through the scene.
Dude, we're going to watch Mission Impossible this week, and it's going to be fucking awesome.
Because it's practical.
And it's going to look fucking awesome, too.
Yeah, when I will admit, when Tom Cruise does the stunt off the cliff, he really did the stunt off the cliff.
It's going to look sick.
Think about, back to Raiders of the Lost Ark, the boulder scene. Think about when he's fighting the big Nazi guy and the plane propellers right there. Like, all that stuff.
So, obviously, like, we make films, but we've never made a big budget film like that, and hopefully we will someday, right? But at the same time, I cannot possibly imagine that it is that much more expensive to make a giant styrofoam boulder to roll behind him. As
I think
opposed
it's
to
more expensive to probably do CGI.
That's
all
what
the
I'm
work
thinking.
Hours that it takes.
Like
that's why a lot of these budgets are so high.
But I don't know why we don't go back to some practicality.
That's why I love Nolan so much, because I feel like he's like old. He's one of the few.
And Nolan
OGs.
said the other day in an interview that there's zero CGI shots in Oppenheimer, and what he means by that is no fully computer generated shot.
Yeah,
obviously they're going to use CGI to enhance effects, but like,
him, Tarantino,
but like the opening sequence in this movie are close to that when they're in the moon landing parade.
Yeah.
You could tell all those buildings in the background were fake. Like some of the parade extras were fake. Like it was all CG. And I understand it was different period.
That was
of time,
still a really cool sequence. But you're right. If that was practical, it would have added to like, I don't know, you're right. That's the perfect way to put it. The charm of it.
That's
right.
That's
it loses its charm.
I've said this before too, and again, I didn't see the movie, so I don't even know. But I have said before, like there is something about knowing that there is a person with a microphone over them, and you lose yourself. That's the magic, in my opinion, of the movie.
Yeah,
is like you go into a movie theater and you know that there's 20 people. One guy's sitting behind a camera, one guy's holding a mic. You got a director with the megaphone, whatever it is. You know in your head that that's what's going on, and then you lose that because you become so involved in the story.
Yeah,
and you're like, oh, this is just. It just the feels
like
you just go into the world and they're like, wow, this is such a brilliant storyteller. And this is like, wow, these people can really draw on a computer, huh?
Yeah.
Dude, look
and
at
Helm's
Helm's Deep.
Yeah,
I mean, it would have been so easy to CG
a lot of miniatures. Yeah,
dude, it looks. I mean, it's so sick.
Yeah, so I mean, I definitely
get what I'm saying, right?
Yeah, I definitely think the look of this film. If Spielberg, now not to say if Spielberg directed this movie, it probably would have been shot digital still. Because a lot of his recent movies have been shot digital. So I'm not saying if he directed this, he would have shot it on film, but still. Before we finish off, though, back to the time travel thing.
Yeah.
The third act of this movie, they're looking for Archimedes' dial, and it's Archimedes was this mathematician who was from Syracuse, Sicily. It was very poignant because I was just in Sicily and I went to a lot of these places.
That's actually pretty sick. You literally just came. We make sure I looked at you.
Yeah. But I like the concept of Mads Mikkelsen's character being a Nazi who is working for NASA and he wants to go back in time and kill Hitler so that he could take over and do what Hitler didn't do right. Like he wants to go back knowing all the mistakes that Hitler did and do it. So I thought that was a great motivation for a villain. And I think the way, obviously, this third act, they end up going back to the Battle of Siege of Syracuse with the Romans, with a plane. It's out there. It's definitely out there. But like you said, Matt, that moment where Archimedes and Indiana Jones meet and Indy almost stays, if he had stayed there, I think it would have been too much.
I would have been pissed.
I definitely agree with you. Yeah. The fact that he went back and they flash back to normal, I think definitely ended that on a good note. Because that would have been, I think, too much. Yeah.
Well, I think too, what's cool is I told you I liked the ending. But like I don't know, at the beginning of the movie when you first cut to Indy, he kind of has nothing to live for anymore. Yeah. He's retiring from his job, so he's not doing that anymore. His kid has died in the war, and his wife left him. When he comes back, if he stayed in, he would have died. But when he comes back, and now he has things to live for. He's got Phoebe, what's her name? He's got the kid. His wife comes back, and he kind of found his, new passion. You know what I mean? He kind of found that like will to live again. So I think it makes sense for him to come back and do it all again. And he leaves the hat. I just thought once he came back, I really liked that ending sequence.
I agree.
And I was definitely happy that I chose to go that route.
And listen, this is going to be the last Indiana Jones movie I think we get.
Dude, I liked it, man.
I think it was a valid entry.
Yeah.
Right? I think most of all it was a valid entry.
Yeah.
I'm going to read off 5 titles of YouTube videos for reviews.
I'm not surprised.
I'm just going to read 5 titles, and I just want to know if you agree or disagree with the titles, okay? Sorry. Review: Indiana Jones and the Go Yourself Disney Lucasfilm.
Sure. No,
that's strong. That's strong.
I actually that's strong.
Okay,
maybe with Star Wars, but I thought this was well done.
Okay, next one. Indiana Jones 5 is awful. A massive Disney flop.
No, that's strong.
It didn't make money, but
unlike the Star Wars, this one had heart behind it.
I agree with that.
Yeah,
okay. I agree with
the other Star Wars ones don't. Last Jedi.
There's 2 more. Indiana Jones and the Destruction of Destiny. The Destruction of Legacy. Excuse me.
No,
I don't.
Okay, I'm trying to look for a positive
great,
one.
Good titles.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
They're good. There's good screen titles.
And then they have Indiana Jones 5 is a modern masterpiece.
Oh, I don't know. I wouldn't go that far.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, these are.
It's like a BLT. It's fun, good, light.
Listen, at this point now, we've seen a lot of movies Like we know pretty much when a movie upsets us, and we're not afraid to say that.
Oh.
Like I feel like we could have.
I'm very easily
been pissed off by this movie, and I think we had a fun time because it's. Listen to me. When you watch an Indiana Jones movie, you got to ask yourself one question: did you have fun?
Yeah, and I had fun.
And I had fun, and that's all I wanted.
Well, dude, what it is probably is because you get. I'm a big Indiana Jones fan. I wouldn't call myself a super fan, but I'm definitely a big fan. But like they come in like thinking that not gonna like comparing it to the originals, you're not gonna like it.
If you came into this movie thinking it was gonna be Raiders of the Lost, that's your own fault.
Yeah,
I mean that it just wasn't gonna be that.
I put it on the level of Temple of Doom.
Yeah, it's right there. It's better than Kingdom of the Crystal Skull, definitely.
I put it like 4, maybe 3, but probably 4.
Yeah, I think it was valid. Yeah. I think its existence has purpose.
Yeah,
other than the Rise of Skywalker. Nice. But yeah. I don't know.
Yeah.
We had a fun time. We'll be reviewing Mission Impossible next week.
Amped. Fucking
Matt's
amped. Can I just
excited.
say, dude, Mission Impossible, I'll say it right. I don't need to see the movie. I'll tell you right now, this movie's going to be fucking awesome. No, I don't care, dude. We're going to leave the movie fucking... Oh, it's going to be
if this movie's bad.
Dude, no, it won't be. I'm telling you. I've never been so sure of anything in my life.
Yep. And in a couple weeks, just to tease it, we're doing a special episode for Oppenheimer.
Barbenheimer.
Dude, Nostradamus. You heard it here first.
Yeah, that'll be good.
Awesome.
But yeah, we'll be reviewing Oppenheimer with a big crew here. We're all going. We got the tickets, so we're pumped for that, guys. But
we got about 10-ish minutes left that we could do if you want to talk a little bit about Batman.
Yeah, you want to do? Let's hear Nick's
as a surprise twist.
Yeah. So obviously, if you're first time tuning into this show. Matt and I, but Matt especially, is a huge fan of Matt Reeves' The Batman.
Vengeance.
It's one of his favorite movies. We went to Chicago, saw it live in concert.
We did
he's a psycho. He's a psycho. Nick watched it finally after a lot of push. We needed Nick to watch this film.
Well, and I've been meaning to, but the same way, like with you, when I text you and say, "Hey, you got to watch this film," you add it to the list,
sure,
whatever, right?
And you're not a big superhero movie guy.
I'm really not. Yeah. I'm really not. But I have seen like Dark Knight. I've seen, the one with Jack Nicholson as the Joker, and the classics, right? Adam West. I used to watch TV show Saturday mornings. My mom would be doing laundry. I was a little kid. I'd be watching old school TV Land.
Nice. That's
Adam
nice.
West running around his underwear.
Oh.
And that's what they do. And tights or whatever. Oh. And those are all cool. This movie was sick. And it actually gave me
awesome.
A completely different twist on Batman because he's kind of a creep. So
he's a psycho.
Yeah, but it's a little weird. So like there are scenes, and I don't know if it's because if it's one piece, the headpiece with the shoulders, like I don't know if that's all one piece, but it forces Robert Pattinson to do this thing where when he looks at someone, he does this. Like with the shoulders too.
Kind of like the Michael Keaton one.
He can't
turn the whole body.
He turns the whole body. But he kind of like looks up at everybody, like he's tilted down and looks up at everybody. And it gives him a lot of shots of Robert Pattinson as Batman. There is a ton of like awkward, silent. It's just a lot of that. It's so bizarre. And it just made me feel almost more realistic. Like you have this caped crusader running around who's a vigilante. Like if it was real, I feel like cops would treat him the way they treated him in this movie, which is like, you're a freak. What are you doing?
Yeah.
Like, why are you here right now? And I think that was cool. And he's also very young looking in the film, as opposed to like a Christian Bale who looks like he's like 45-ish. I wouldn't put it past him to be Batman at 45.
I mean, he's supposed to be 30 in Batman Begins, but he doesn't really look that.
Yeah, he looks a little bit older, more mature, and he's in a suit most of the time when he's not in.
Different Bruce Wayne in this too.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So you have that. But it also kind of lended a different aspect of the Alfred to Batman, or Alfred to Bruce, I should say, relationship, when he's like, if you don't do something, you're gonna have nothing left, and he kind of has that somewhat childish moment of like, I don't care, there's nothing more important.
Yeah, I don't care what happens to me.
It's like, well, if you run out of money, you're not gonna have all this crap around you. I thought that was interesting. Gollum, Smeagol, whatever, plays Caesar. Yeah, I should say.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
It was very, very good.
What did you think of the whole like Seven vibe aesthetic, the cinematography?
Yeah, I mean, it had me hooked from the opening monologue.
Halloween.
When Matt, a few episodes ago, we were talking about your favorite.
Oh yeah.
And you said opening monologue. I really liked when the guy flips over and he's, they're like, all right, who are you or whatever, and the guy says vengeance.
Oh yeah,
you know.
Yep.
I thought those were cool. I liked that that Batman got hurt. I know this is like a weird take on it, but the cool thing about Batman to me is that he's not a superhero.
He's just rich.
He's a vigilante.
Yep.
I've never really understood why he wears the cape and runs around in tights and everything.
He's a little weird. He's a little odd.
He's a little odd.
Psychotic.
That makes it cooler to me that he is a little off.
Yeah.
Like he's a little weird. He's not just like this amazing thing that like people don't really trust him. They don't know what the hell's going on. I loved it's Jim Gordon, I believe, is what's that guy's
Bernard.
name? He was Bernard. Yes, from Westworld, right?
Bernard.
Yeah,
he's in so much shit, by the way.
He's awesome.
Blanking on his name.
He's in Bond too. He plays.
Well, to your point about Pattinson being young and stuff, like he's only 2 years into Batman, and I think that's why like the suit isn't. It's kind of makeshift. The Batmobile looks like a souped up like Dodge Charger.
Jeffrey
like,
Wright.
Kind of Jeffrey Wright.
Yeah,
So yeah, I like that aspect.
Yeah. No, I like that too. And it was the Riddler was
Paul Dano.
Yeah.
Amazing. He's great. That scene, the interrogation scene.
He is the most awkward looking individual, in my opinion. I'm sorry. I don't mean that in like a
good
rude
actor,
way. You know, like he is just.
Yeah, Prisoners. He plays the same.
Oh my God! He is so good in that
he's
movie.
The same type
in
of
Prisoners,
just fucked up guy.
What else? He's also in
he was just in the
True Blood or whatever it is.
I don't know. He was just in the Fablemans.
Yeah, but he's in that movie about oil with.
There Will Be Blood.
There Will Be Blood, not True Blood.
Yeah.
True Blood.
What a cast
different
for this movie.
Great cast.
You know,
what'd you think of Colin Farrell's Penguin?
So this is where I was gonna,
and
leading
Carmine
up to
Falcone, John Turturro.
Yeah. So I thought that I just wanted to leave it off with this because I will be doing. I don't know if you want to do those types of reviews like I did for The Idol, but maybe not. I don't know. I might do them for the Penguin series.
Yeah.
So excited for that.
That was the best portrayal of. So it gave me a new perspective because I never really got it before. The Penguin is kind of like when we say like Jimmy the Shirt, if that makes sense.
Yeah, his name. Yeah, his nickname.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
Like whatever the Penguin, whatever baloney. You know what I mean? Like the other guy's last name. That's so cool. That's such a cool take that never hit me before ever. And I love the way that they they made that out. I love the club scene. I love all the stuff. I love when he like bumps into him and he's like, "Whoa, I'm right here. Somebody said you want to see me." Like it's so like Ginzo, New York, Gotham-y.
He's playing
like,
Dean Martin in the.
Dude, it was so good, and it just. I mean, he's like laughing at Batman because of his outfit, kind of, sort of. Like, oh, dude,
playing dumb.
I'm so pumped for that series.
I love the scene when he's like, he's showing him the pictures, and Batman's like, that's the mayor, and he's like, oh shit, it is. Like he's just like fucking with him.
Oh, what do you know?
So I feel like movies today in general, they have a lot of like liberal bias, and they do things that whether they're true or not, they try and placate to certain stereotypes or not stereotypes, but certain like cultural phenomenons and audiences and stuff like that. But I thought it would be kind of cool, and I want to hear your opinion. But I just had like a passing thought. If they do a Batman and Robin, right, with Robert Pattinson, the kid that was in the black kid that was in the subway in the beginning with when they beat up the stuff, but he doesn't really want to.
Yeah.
How cool would it be if that kid flips to the good side and becomes a Robin?
See, a lot of people thought that's what they were teasing with that.
I thought that would be sick. I didn't look, by the way, I didn't do any research on that. I saw it on the thing. I texted you. I pressed play. That was it.
I actually got that vibe from a different character. And
who?
It's the son of the mayor that gets killed, the mayoral candidate. You know how Batman and him, they have multiple like scenes where they're making eye contact, and obviously Bruce is drawing a connection to losing his parent too.
Okay,
but in the comics, like Dick Grayson, obviously different character name, but like loses his parents, and then Batman adopts him. So I was wondering if that's, I don't know, but people did make that.
So the reason I think that would make a legitimately not too crazy left wing, like we're just placating to everybody, and not too like crazy right wing where it's anything crazy. I think it would actually genuinely make a cool story to have somebody who is in a gang of some sort, very poor, obviously, right, like living on the streets. trying to become a part of something. And then you have this super rich Bruce Wayne who like has a life of privilege. Yes, he lost his parents and there's a lot of tragedy there. But I think it would be a cool dynamic to see the two of them interact and learn from each other. Because Batman does kind of learn a little bit from Robin, even though he's like
And
listen,
who knows? He doesn't even have to adopt him. Like maybe in the next movie, that kid becomes his own vigilante because he was inspired by what he saw.
Right, and then there's like that moment of like, if you're going to do this, this is how you're going to do it, and or whatever it is. But I feel like that would be an arc that where there's some actual like redeeming qualities to it, and it's not just. I just mean that Hollywood is very surface level on a lot of shit. Like, oh, we need a black person, throw him in there. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think.
And this would be a cool arc.
I think Pattinson's
go
a bit too young to have a Robin, in my opinion.
Maybe.
What do you think, Matt?
I mean, I think I trust Matt Reeves. Whatever direction he wants to go in, he's cool with. I mean, if he has a Robin, I'd be cool with it. If he doesn't, I'm also cool with it.
The reason I don't think they're going to do the Robin thing, at least not anytime soon, is because the James Gunn Batman that they're going to have with that Superman Legacy universe is going to have a Robin. So I feel like James Gunn probably would have ran that by Matt Reeves. Like, are you planning a Robin? Because if you are...
Now, is James Gunn's Batman, that's still going to be Robert Pattinson?
No, separate.
Oh, it's...
So, like, David Cornsweet's Superman, like, this Batman thing Matt Reeves is doing, it's like his own thing.
It's the best one I've seen.
Matt Reeves, they call it the Batman Crime Saga, is what Matt Reeves is calling it.
I like Dark Knight, don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
Like, that's a cool movie and everything. And I like but this lined up for me with Joaquin Phoenix's Joker.
It had that same vibe. It was dark. Yeah.
Dark, but also gritty. Like, I like grit.
Batman's a detective, and they went back to those roots.
It was very gritty.
You know?
And the characters, the coolest part about this stuff, dude, I tell this all the time in every movie. When I say realistic, I don't mean that there's really vigilantes in capes running around, obviously. But if the characters are not believable, the movie's not worth watching to me. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Which is part of the reason I don't like this Willy Wonka crap. I like the Gene Wilder one because I felt like I could have won a ticket and gone to that place. It was all real. It's not just about practical effects either. There's tons of CG in this. But
it looks awesome though.
It looks great, but like the Penguin is a believable character. The Riddler, there are psychos like that.
Oh,
yeah. You could pull criminals from the past.
Well, and they played into that,
like
having that like chat thing online.
It was amazing. That's wonderfully done. What a cool way to do that. You know what I mean? But the characters are believable. It's not scary to me when you have a villain that is so like outlandishly evil. That's not scary. It would never happen. I mean, maybe if you're a little kid, you get scared because you don't know. But like as you become an adult and you're like watching movies and stuff, when something is so ridiculously out there, it's not believable. You know what I mean? Or if you can't understand the anger of the character or anything like that, dude, the Riddler in this movie, that's friggin' scary. Like that could be
Kevin Spacey.
That's a terrorist. 100%. Just like Kevin Spacey in Seven. So I don't know.
I love the twist too, where like you kind of think that he knows Bruce Wayne's Batman, but he actually doesn't.
They
misdirected you there.
Yeah, because he's really good.
I have one scene in this movie that I don't like, and I think that if they really wanted to keep it in there, it should have been a post-credit scene.
Oh, yeah,
because it's really weird to me, and where it's placed in the movie is when Riddler is in Arkham, and he has that interaction with Barry Keoghan's Joker in the other cell. That felt like a post-credit scene to me.
That
was
Barry Keoghan?
Yeah, with a lot of makeup on.
Interesting.
And there's a great deleted scene that they cut from the movie, and rightfully so. Okay. You should look it up. It's Barry Keoghan had a scene as the Joker, and Batman goes to visit him in Arkham for his opinion on the Riddler.
Okay.
Like, to help him figure out the case. Like, wicked cool scene in isolation, but it wouldn't have worked in the movie. But that, to me, they should have left that on the cutting room floor.
So I will say, just in relation to the other topics from today and everything else, I will say that when you have one superhero, like in the Batman movie, when you have one superhero versus a world of crime, I give it a lot more leeway than what we talked about earlier with the casting of the Superman, where you have a million superheroes.
Yeah, stakes are higher.
Yeah, like it's more like, the underdog story. Yeah. Because like even though he's a superhero, he still has to fight off everybody basically. Yeah. He even has to fight off people that are technically on his same side. Like he likes, the cops, but the cops don't like him.
And Catwoman.
Nobody trusts him. Right, exactly. Oh, that's cool too. She's the one with the penguin, right? That she's going to be Catwoman.
Selena Kyle,
Right. No, I'm
She's
just
awesome.
saying, just reconfirming, like,
I love her, Zoe Kravitz.
because she gives like a weird look to Batman
She's
and
great.
some other stuff.
Wait,
and,
which
like,
one are you talking about?
the one the chick that comes in to like give the Penguin the drinks.
Yeah,
That's
I
her.
mean, she's Catwoman
Catwoman.
in the movie. She's got the suit on and everything.
No, I'm just saying it was a great like moment where she kind of looks at Batman, and she's like, "I know, like I am you as well, like that, like we're on the same team."
Great.
I thought that was cool, and I think it was just really good for Robert Pattinson to be like as untrustworthy as he was. But the coolest part of that opening monologue. Because I really, really liked that opening monologue.
Raining out Halloween.
Was the way that they didn't show Batman, like
it was the shadows.
Yeah.
The shadows.
And when that guy with that green pumpkin jack-o'-lantern face mask, when he hears something and turns back toward the camera, and they cut to that alleyway, and you can't see anything in that alleyway, my stomach dropped. I swear to God, I was like, I am just as scared as this jack-o'-lantern guy.
Yeah.
And I'm on Batman's team. Like, I want Batman to win.
Yeah.
That is the coolest way of visual storytelling that I've seen in a long time.
And it's a cool way of saying that, like, he doesn't need to be everywhere at once in order to stop things.
And yet he is everywhere at once.
The
because they don't know.
presence is like fear. Yeah.
Oh, man. Because you just don't know. You just don't know where he's at. Yeah. It was a very, very awesome take on Batman.
Nice.
And I'm almost, it was so good that I'm almost aggravated that I didn't see it in the theater.
Yeah.
But I'm happy that I watched it, and I am absolutely, I don't give a shit what anybody says. I know I don't ever tell you what goes in the show. I'm telling you right now. We are reviewing every episode of that Penguin.
Nice.
I'm excited for the
series. I'm very excited for that. And I never get excited for superhero shit.
Yeah,
so
I know.
It's a big deal for me.
Yeah, it's going to be awesome.
I figured I'd save it till we.
Well, yeah, I'm glad you liked it.
I'm happy you liked it.
I'm happy we finally got there.
Vengeance.
This is great. And Matt, I'm sure Matt's thrilled.
This is great. This is great news. You know, we all love the Batman.
You love to see it. Well, guys, that'll do it for this episode of the Movie Mob Podcast. Thanks for watching, guys. As always, comment down below what you thought of Indiana Jones, if you saw it, what you thought of all these trailers we talked about, all the news we talked about. Guys, we love the comments. We love questions. It's great because we get to interact with you, and that's what we like doing. Like, subscribe, helps out the channel, guys. Movie Mob Podcast drops every Friday at 6 p.m. right here on this channel. We'll see you next week. How you doing?